Well, here we are. One of the most iconic, historic racing events on the planet is the Goodwood Revival. And not only that, we're the main feature. This is the RAC Tourist Trophy, which is certainly the one to watch as we not only battle the conditions, but the other cars, as everyone gets a bit out of shape through Madrid. Yeah, we'll be driving the 1965 Chevy Sting Ray, which does feature in this Tourist Trophy. Certainly not one of the front runners, but seeing as the weather conditions are torrential at the moment, it should level up the playing field, so hopefully we should make up a couple of places. I have a feeling it's going to be survival of the fittest, so as long as we keep it on the tarmac, which is easier said than done, that's for sure, I think we're going to be okay. So we'll see how this race gets underway. But yeah, a bit about the RAC Tourist Trophy, or more simply known as the TT. It's certainly one of the most prestigious races in British motorsport history. It was first run in 1905 on the Isle of Man, and since then it's been moved around to various racing circuits across the island, but has eventually found its home at Goodwood, and I think there couldn't be more suitable place for it to be. Certainly the Tourist Trophy is unique in that it's hosted cars from every era, really, across its lifetime, as we all get a bit bunched up at the chicane, and we'll try and get the power down as we try and get a move done on this Cobra, but they do have the legs on us, as I can't really keep it in a straight line across the start finish. Yeah, we're all single file through Ford water. As everyone gets a bit checked up, and we're gonna get a massive run down the inside. Oh, as the Griffith tries to really take us off the circuit, but I think we'll slide it behind us Porsche. But as I was saying, yeah, the Tourist Trophy is an incredibly unique race. I mean, it's had legends like Sterling Moss, Graham Hill, you know, the current calibre of drivers in it now. I mean, you've got Sean Eric Verne, you've got Joey Johnson, you've got Jenson Button. Yeah, just a whole host of incredible drivers from all disciplines. You don't get anything else like it, and the race you can get out of it with these different machines, it's incredible. If you've never been, this is one to go to. And I say that Goodwood itself is just as iconic as the Tourist Trophy race itself. I mean, they've both got as much history as each other. Like most UK circuits, it was used as an airfield in the war, and then got turned into a racetrack in 1948. But again, it's a true time capsule, really. It retains that golden age of motorsport, and that's what the Revival is all about. It's recreating that magic, classic cars. Again, the AI are incredibly defensive along just after Madrick. But yeah, it's all about, it's the magic, it's the classic cars, everyone dressing up in period, and the intense wheel-to-wheel action we're just seeing here. That was not a move I was planning on that E-Type, but we somehow made it through. So I'll take that, that's for sure. As we narrowly avoid there the Porsche and E-Type coming together, but that's just how quickly it can go wrong. Put a tyre on the grass, tyre on the curb, even on the white paint to define the circuit, it will have you off. Especially this car, which I guess is now a good time as any to talk about it. It's a 1965 Chevy Corvette Sting Ray, certainly an icon of American muscle, and it just doesn't turn heads, but certainly snaps them, I think, if it goes past fast enough. This is the second generation, often called the C2, and it brought some serious changes to the Corvette lineup, and this example really defines that. course, it's got a Chevy V8 underneath it, and it certainly rumbles louder than the rest. Or the Cobra's probably puts up a bit of a fight with the sound. We get moved down the inside of Ford Water. We've got a nice clear run into St Mary's. Let's see if we can close the gap on the cars up ahead. They have pulled a bit of a gap. I think I can only tell I've gone a bit. No, yeah, but I knew it halfway through. I had too much speed, and now it's so easy to mess it up as you come back on the circuit. Yep. So it really doesn't want to accelerate, and the van is for some reason one of the slippiest corners, so especially if you go out wide, you'll keep going. Right, let's gather ourselves. Let's just see if we can get this E-Type. Yeah, certainly one of the standout things about the Goodwood event as we get alongside. I thought the E-Types have a bit more top speed than I do, but also their braking capabilities, so you put your spray on the window. Yeah, braking capabilities is a lot better than the Corvette, as it is much heavier. But yeah, the main standout feature of the Revival is the attention to detail. I mean, as you enter the classic car park right at the front, so it's all period correct cars and everyone getting out in their period correct dress, and you get into the circuit and all the food stands, everything. It is, like I said before, it's a time capsule. It's incredible, and if you don't dress up, you're one of the only people who haven't. So if you haven't been before and do fancy going, do dress up. Even doesn't, you don't have to spend lots of money on it. Any effort will be noticed, and you'll fit right in. One of the coolest things about the Goodwood Revival is the attention to detail. It isn't just a race, it's a full time travel experience. Everyone's here dressed in period attire, whether it's the mechanics, race officials, fans, the cars, the outfits, the atmosphere. It's like stepping back into the 60s, when this Corvette was king of the American roads. You've got everything from pre-war classics to early Formula 1 cars, tearing up the track, and of course, the race I'm in, the RAC Tourist Trophy, a race that draws in cars from the golden era GT racing, which of course I'm competing against Porsches, Cobras, Jaguars, and then there's certainly other races. You've got Astons, Ferraris, you name it, it's probably here. And cars that you've never seen, and even some cars that have never seen the light of day since racing in period. It's a special event, so a lot of special things do come out for it. Always again, the Porsche heavily defends. The AI are really, really on it with defending late, especially coming out of Madrid. We go down the inside of the Jag, and we make that stick once again. But yeah, what's it like to drive this car around Goodwood? Well, I'd say it's raw. It's very, even through my G27, you really need to manhandle it. As I say, if you go slightly too hot into a corner or slightly too much throttle, a perfect example will say the car likes you to be predictable. We weren't expecting that car to be that slow, so I say I only lifted off and a slight touch of the brakes and it wanted to go around, and that's very much this car. You need to be, you need to understand it, and it needs to understand you. As we clip the grass again, we just, somehow we saved that. As much as I'd like to say it's my driving talent, it certainly isn't. I say it's all down to you, the driver and the machine. And with that V8 rumbling ahead, you feel every inch of the road. Speaking of which, I think I'm about to... Yeah, that's perfect timing, isn't it? Again, I think it's because the weather looks to be clearing, but the track isn't, so I need to roll it back a bit and get back into a groove. As we say that, but actually just go for it anyway into some Aries complex. But this time we make it through nice and clean. Right, let's get on after the others. But yeah, again, the steering, it's heavy, but it's responsive. You know, you point and it will eventually go where you want it to go. And you do a lot of soaring action, especially on the wheel. It's yeah, you have to wrestle it through the corners, but that's what makes it fun. That's for sure. And the circuit itself, it's a very fast-flowing track. It's incredibly tight in places. Again, if we get a nice big opposite lock through Woodcock. But so that's what makes this race so interesting. And especially the circuit for stroke racing, because it's not only incredibly fast on the straights, but also you have fast corners and then also the chicanes. So actually it does cater, weirdly enough, for everything. If you watch the classic touring car race, you've obviously got the big, again, Mustangs against the Minis, and it's incredible how the Minis, you know, obviously you'll lose them on the straight, but when it comes to a corner they'll just go around the outside of them. It's very much David versus Goliath, and the circuit lends to that kind of racing. So even though you would think it wouldn't because it's so quick, but it really does. But yeah, the Tourist Trophy is a true battle of endurance skill. I say I'm out there finding some seriously fast cars. The Cobras are certainly the favourites, and the E-Types for sure. But it's a game of keeping up the pace while managing tyres and brakes, really. If we get alongside the Cobras, it's suddenly got incredibly dark. I don't know what's... I think I might have set the time slightly too quickly, but the sun has suddenly set very quickly as we get a bit of contact, but we say I'd rather go off a little bit of runoff that I can use if I do need it. But that's the main thing, really. It's about timing your overtakes. And so even though you think the Corvette would have the power against the others, it actually doesn't really. It is a bit lackluster, I think. I don't know if it's just the mod, but like I said, it's the weather sort of cancels everything out. So surprisingly, actually, we might be slightly better handling than what the AI can manage in these conditions. But there's certainly no room for error. I mean, once you, as we say, once you hit the grass, that's it. This is what Goodwood's about. Rory Salvadori once said, "Give me Goodwood on the summer's day, and you can forget the rest." Especially on the Friday or Saturday, or even Sunday, watching the sunset as you have these classic Grand Tourers barreling down the Levant straight towards you with the sunset behind them. It's quite a surreal moment, and I think it's one everyone should experience. So I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you haven't been, add it to your bucket list, because you need to experience it at least once, and once you experience it once, that's it, you'll be hooked. But that's it all for this race. I think we got third place, so I think I'm pretty pleased with that, even with the couple of excursions. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.